An error occurred. An error occurred.
Upload videos that are longer than half an hour.
My thing says an error occurred. Yeah, you fucking think, YouTube? My fucking... An error did occur. Big time. Oh, fuck me in the asshole. And, of course... And, of course, the fucking setup... Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Okay, there. Now it's fixed, I think. Okay. Well... yeah, sorry about that, everyone. Fucking internet decided to go to shit for some reason, so everything just disconnected on me. So if anyone was watching, they probably assumed that the stream was over unexpectedly, but that was not the case. Not yet. So.
Nope. More.
Be good now?
Well, now I can't see chat, but I don't think that matters too much right now.
Okay, well... Continuing with my story then, shit, I forgot where I left off.
Same.
Where did I leave off?
I don't know, lol.
Oh yeah, the cafeteria. That shit was gross, dude. The cafeteria, the floors were more clean than the ceilings, believe it or not.
What?
Yeah. Pretty much what kids would do is they had the cafeteria and these weird circular tables set up, which was really gay. And their mashed potatoes were so disgusting that nobody would eat them. It was like eating rocks. They were tasteless and very, very, very sticky. So
Ew.
I don't know how that correlates with rocks, but yeah. Anyways, people would take their little plastic spoons, which were very springy at the time, and they would glob up a spoonful of mashed potatoes, bend the spoon, and launch it onto the ceiling, and that shit would stick there for weeks.
Wow.
Weeks. It was so bad that kids eating at the tables started learning that the potatoes that were stuck up there eventually hardened and fell down into other kids' food. So you'd randomly at lunch, it'd be talk, and then you'd hear, Aah! And you'd look over and you'd see this kid's food splattered all over him and his friends because a chunk of hard rock potato was splattered on the Eventually, they started freaking watching kids more closely to not have that happen. And fucking I decided to do it one day. And right as I launched the potato onto the ceiling, the teacher caught me and was like, "What do you think you're doing?" They told me, "Young man, get up! You're going to the principal's office!" And it's just like, what did I do? I just threw potatoes at the ceiling that you guys need to clean better. And she picked me up and I was like, I don't even know what I did. "You launched potatoes at the ceiling! Now they're gonna be stuck there!" And so
Oh my god.
me there, and I was like, well, can't I just get lunch detention instead of going to the principal's office? "No! You need to go see the principal!" So they took me there, and pretty much what happened was the principal came out of the office, stopped, and the lunch assistant was like, "He threw blah blah blah," and the principal shut up, and the principal was like, "Stop! I don't have time for this. I gotta be somewhere." So, she's like, "I guess you're lucky today." She took me back to the lunchroom and put me at the lunch detention table. Okay, so that one happened, right? And one of the other funnier ones that actually happened, where I did get sent down to the principal's office, was
really fast. It looks like the stream cut in two. The first half is uploaded now, and then the second half. we're recording now is also already being streamed right now. So two separate streams.
Oh fuck.
Oh, okay.
Well, shit. Well, there was nothing I could have done to prevent that, though. The router disconnecting me is out of my power.
So it's like a part 2 of the last stream.
Yeah, it doesn't normally happen. It very rarely happens, but when it does, it pisses me off. And this apparently is one of the times where it decided to do that.
But we had 12 total views of that stream for life. So hey, that's a new record for us.
Well, I guess we can continue then.
Alright, yeah, here's one of the rare times I actually got sent to the principal's office. So, pretty much what happened is one day, me and my friend were in class, and we were sitting right next to each other, mind you, and we decided just for no reason to send really, really long emails to each other, back and forth, with images, text, and apparently, the computers at the school were so shit, they couldn't handle emails.
Oh my god! Why did your school have computers then?
Fucking, I don't know.
Might as well have been MS-DOS computers.
We were sending emails back and forth, even though we were sitting right next to each other, and we'd make it as stupid as possible. Like, mind you, Minecraft was, like, super trending at that time. And so we were typing in shit like butter gold, butter gold, butter gold, butter gold. Dumb as shit. I believe I even actually sent a picture of him of Sonic, Sonic.exe, the little Tails doll bullshit thing. And fucking the library's computer, apparently with the long emails, couldn't handle it and froze. So 5 minutes after the teacher's like, "What are you doing?" "We're working." Yeah. He's like, "Okay, cool." 5 minutes later, we hear over the announcements, "Vincent Tran, please come down to the office," and "Brandon Stanek, please come down to the office." And we looked at each other and we're like, "Oh fuck."
Okay,
Go down.
I want to turn on my webcam for this real quick. I want to demonstrate what you guys were basically thinking at this time. But continue with your story.
So we have that reaction. We're walking down the hall in silence, and I turn to Vincent as we're walking down the hall, and I ask him, "Dude, what the fuck did we do? Why are we getting called down to the office?" And he looks back at me with a singular tear in his eye, and he's like, "I don't know, but I hope we don't get. I hope the fucking principal doesn't do anything about it."
Okay.
And
can I do my reaction? Because apparently I already set it up without knowing it.
sure.
This is what you guys were thinking. Fuck. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, we got called down to the principal's office. We were walking down there, blah blah blah, and he turns to me with a singular tear in his eye, and he's like, "I don't know why it happened, but I hope we don't get in trouble." And as we get down to the principal's office, the principal turns out of his chair like this. He's got his fucking hands like this. He's like, no, listen.
Wait.
Listen. He turns and says this. "Boys, do you know why I called you down here?" And we look at him like, "No." And he's like, let's take a walk. Follow me." And fucking, he takes us down to the library's computer. Fucking, the librarian is standing there, her arms crossed like this, tapping her foot, mumbling to herself, fucking kids, fucking kids, fucking kids, fucking kids. The principal walks in, and she begins, "You little munchkins! How dare you! My computer!"
Oh my god. Did she actually do that?
Yes, she screamed, and the principal was like, "Calm down. It's alright. We'll fix it. We have a technician on hand." And
It can be repaired. We have the technology.
yeah, she's like, "Well, how dare you even try to crash my computer? Were you doing it on purpose?"
Well, how dare they have shitty fucking computers with like less than a gigabyte of RAM?
And the principal just says this:
Those still exist?
"You crashed the librarian's computer. You
You're
are
welcome.
going to have to serve detention now." And my friend Vincent just touches the principal, like, lightly taps him on the arm, like, and fucking my friend had the balls to say this: "Well, why do you have such bad computers that emails crash them?" And the principal stopped with his whole maniacal evil look, like, "Oh, I finally got some action. I'm finally going to catch some kids."
Like fucking that one teacher from the Very Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Or like a James Bond villain.
And so the teacher stops his little evil, pissed off look to go, stops, his face lowers. He's like, they got a point. Why do emails crash it?" And the principal said, "Well, I guess you showed us a flaw in our system. Go back to class."
Fucking black and white victory theme.
Okay, as we were leaving, you know what happened? The principal walked over to the computer, and we looked back over our shoulder to see the computer was, with our email on the screen, blue flashing all over the damn screen rapidly. Like, it looked like we sent them a virus when we really didn't. And we look at each other and we're like, how the fuck did we get out of punishment? So we go back to class and the teacher's like, what'd you do? And we look at the teacher and we're like, apparently we crashed the librarian's computer by sending an email. And the teacher just stops and this is what you hear from the teacher. An email? Just in the middle of class.
I would too.
He's like, okay, that's really funny. Get back to work. So yeah, that happened, and that was hilarious as fuck, dude. Fucking crashes the librarian's computer. It's not the only story I have though. One of the times that one of my friends got sent down to the principal that was actually justified. He was a foreign exchange student, pretty much. I still play with him. I record videos and shit with him now on his YouTube channel.
Is it Jacob?
Is he the one I saw?
No. Yeah, the Black Mamba is his name.
Yeah.
He's the one I showed you. So yeah, I record videos with him sometimes, and so he was a foreign exchange student, still learning our language, and one of the really nasty, naughty kids in my class, because I was sitting next to him to help him out because he was still learning English and such. I hear one of those nasty bad kids tell him, "Hey, Irfan, you should look up what porn is." And my friend, not knowing the English language, he's like, "What is that?" And the bad kids describe it as, it's magical, filled with fun and happiness. You should look it up. And my friend Erfan was like, right now? And fucking, they were like, yes, do it. Do it. And he does. Not knowing what it is, I look over his shoulder, seeing him, like, click on images, and I see the word porn. And then I look at him, and in the heart moment, like, I pretty much heard, oh shit, he's gonna get in trouble. So I pretty much took the keyboard, started spamming Control W to try to close the damn windows as soon as possible, and it wasn't fast enough. Not even 5 minutes later, we hear, will Erfan Sharifabadi please come down to the office? Erfan Sharifabadi? He got called down to the office. Boom, lickety split. All because of these bad fucking kids. And since he's a foreign exchange student, he went to the principal, and apparently the principal was like, why were you looking at porn in school? And he's like, I didn't know what it was. The people that were sitting next to me told me it was something magical and happy. And the principal was like, what's their name? So he told them their name. He comes back to class unscathed. And since he was a foreign student, you could hear his accent was super, super heavy. So he was still learning English. He wasn't very good at it. He got sent back, and I was like, what did the principal do? He let me off the hook very easy. I'm not in trouble. And then we hear those two bad girls get called down to the office. You know what happened to them?
Suspension.
Suspension for a month.
Holy frick!
We did not see them for a month, dude. It was crazy. They got what they deserved, though, taking advantage of a foreign exchange student who doesn't know English. They got what they deserved.
Hey,
wow.
This is better than physical assault.
Yeah.
Because here's what happened once. In 4th grade, there was this, like, throughout elementary school, there was this kid who wasn't very nice to me. In fact, one time in 3rd grade, I'll admit, back in like early elementary school, I would only bathe once a week because my dad said that was okay.
I can smell you from here. Just kidding.
Well,
If you were in Phoenix,
obviously not anymore. I shower regularly now.
if you were in Phoenix, you would feel horrible.
Yeah, but back then it was like once a week. But don't forget, this is 3rd grade. Like, showering or taking a bath every single day of the week isn't necessarily a requirement at that age.
Yeah, your hormones haven't kicked in yet.
Yeah, but not according to this stupid kid. We were like standing outside in the hallway for some reason. He's like, wait a minute. And then he walks up to me, and I'm not even kidding. He's like this.
Like a dog.
Yeah, he comes up to me and just sniffs me right here, like right in the middle of the chest.
What
That's
the
fucking weird.
When was the last time When was the last time you took a shower? And then I said, oh, on Sunday. Ew, you need to do it every day. And sure enough, I don't even know why. There were like a couple of kids that were behaving, like trying to behave like they were in freaking high school, even though they're just kids, you know?
I don't know if I took showers in third grade by that point. I think I was still taking. I think I was still taking baths back then.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I took baths back then, but according to this kid, you need to not only be able to shower, but you need to be able to do it every single day of the week. And
Sure. Let's get that free water bill coming out every day. Like, yeah, sure. You got a free water bill coming out.
yeah, but so, and not to mention another thing is that I was made fun of for watching Rugrats back then when they're saying, oh, you need to watch All Grown Up. All Grown Up, what rocks? And funny enough, Nickelodeon fans would love to argue otherwise.
It was okay, I guess. it was nice to see him in a different situation, but it wasn't that great.
Yeah, come on, Rugrats is chocolate pudding. What is all going up at? Teen Angelica, I guess. So. But anyway, so in 4th grade, the same kids in my class, we were just sitting down in the dark in the classroom watching a movie that the teacher put on for us. If I remember correctly, it was a movie about presents, because this might have been near President's Day. In fact, I remember the thing actually had cheap animation, but, so anyways, out of nowhere, we hear this loud thud. And then there's this kid screaming in pain. As it turns out, that kid, the kid who came up and sniffed me, he, for some reason, pulled a chair out from under another kid in the class.
What the fuck, dude?
And from what I can tell, he must have fractured something, because he was in the hospital.
Wow.
And here's the thing. I never saw that kid again. Never.
Damn.
Whoever has Crash Bandicoot playing, I can hear it.
Oh, well, I need the audio at the second. Hold on.
Smell me, will ya? Curse.
Ugh. Just the thought of it is just disgusting. Why the hell is a kid sniffing you? That's fucking weird.
Yeah, well, he did it. I swear to God, he did it.
God, that's the weirdest shit I've ever heard, dude.
Oh, you think that's weird? Oh, I have a story for you.
Real fast. So you ever got detention or suspended in college or school at all?
Me?
Yeah, we're talking about getting detentions.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
that?
Never an honest-to-God detention. But I actually did get an in-school suspension twice, though through no fault of my own. It was just bullies that loved wooing over the teachers with their sob stories. Like, I don't really describe both incidents in detail. So basically, well, I'll just briefly summarize what both incidents were. The first time, all these kids my science class had out for me, and when we went to the computer lab to do a project. This was back in 7th grade, by the way. I was coming down with a cold a little bit, and I ended up sneezing. 2 girls near me freaked the hell out. As though a bomb went off near them. They were freaking out tremendously, and they were flashing insults at me constantly. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. And eventually I actually got kind of irritated. I angrily stood up from my chair and went to go to the guidance office, because that was my escape from everything. I always loved going to the guidance office since that happened. Turns out I accidentally hit a kid that was right behind me with the chair. He didn't get hurt. Well, of course, he exaggerated. He was like, "Ow!" Even though he was not hit that hard. I'm telling you that much. Basically, the way the chair went at him, basically I just angrily stood up like this, and it just bumped into him, and then he cries out as though I broke his leg.
What the?
My leg! My leg!
Funny if he actually said that, but, anyways, so I leave the computer lab, I go to the guidance office, but the teacher, who's fully mad at me, he's like, "Go to ISS!" She calls out to me as I leave.
Wow.
And I didn't, and funny thing is, even though I was ordered to go to ISS, I actually didn't go, because I did not understand why she was sending me. So I went to the guidance office anyway. The assistant principal ended up tracking me down. And she brought me into her office, and, well, here's the thing. The assistant principal, I'm not alone in this. Nearly every student that went there while she was there agreed she was a bitch. But, she ended up running down a list of things the kids told the science teacher. And I'll admit, I was starting to act a little childish then. I was kind of on my knees saying none of it was true. Oh, I didn't mean it or anything. She completely ignored my side of the story and went into a speech about how I have to be mature. Why I had to be mature. And
Wow.
the thing is, I mean, I understand I was acting like a baby then, but the thing is, she just fully believed them without hearing my side of the story, and that was wrong.
Yeah.
And then of course comes the second incident where basically the same thing happened. Except this time, we're all coming back from lunch. Like, it's a different scenario, but basically what the assistant principal did and how the assistant principal reacted was basically the same.
What a bitch.
Yeah. So we're coming back from lunch, and I don't know why this one kid came up to me and says, "Nick, you're a baby." And I didn't overreact or anything like that. I just kind of scoffed at him and just ignored him. I don't know if it was my lip movements or the way, or a sound effect I made, but he immediately went up to the teacher. He's like, "Oh, miss, he said the F word to me."
Wow, what a douchebag.
And of course, she was like, "Oh, he better not have." Like, she seemed to be willing to just brush it off, but still, I liked having good relationships with the teachers, and even today, I tremendously strive for that. Like, I could not care less about the other kids if they're not willing to be respectful to me, but the teachers, I try to make it my priority to let them know that I want to do good with them in class. But, yeah, so I was not happy. And, of course I had, like, a real stuttering problem back then. I don't have it. So I went up to the kid when we actually got to class. I was like, "Yeah, thanks." And I guess I stuttered and made a spitting sound effect, and he's like, "Miss, he spit on me!" Which I guess might be arguably true, because anytime I stuttered or, like, spoke with a lot of, like, drool in my mouth, yeah, I could accidentally spit on people by accident. Well, tons of people can, actually. That's why it's embarrassing, you gotta try and control it, but...
That's
anyway,
why I barely talked in school when I had stuttering problems. I still have one, I guess.
But anyway, so at this point, I just started yelling for the teacher to send him to ISS because I felt like I was being bullied. And she's like, "Oh, okay, you go to ISS." As in me.
Bye.
Brandy's still there.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, so I argued my case, saying I shouldn't have to go to ISS. She said, just go, we'll settle this later.
You have a permanent remark on my record.
So I ended up going outside the office. Like, I really did not want to go in because I did not feel like I had to. But eventually one guy patrolling the hallways is like, "Oh, what are you doing standing out here?" And I told him I was told to go to ISS, but I felt like I was wrong. It was wrong for me to go. And he's like, "Well, just go in the office, don't worry." Well, like, he was a lot nicer about it. He's like, you'll talk to the assistant principal, you'll talk to the principal, and they'll sort it out if it really was wrong. Don't worry about it right now. Trying to be nice about it.
Yeah.
So I go in there, I take the sheet that they give me, and of course it's this melodramatic sheet saying, "Oh, what did I do wrong? What did I do to improve?" And I just kept writing down, I did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
5,000 times. I did
Yeah.
nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
So I end up meeting with the bitch assistant principal again, And once again, she gets a rundown of the story, entirely agrees with the kid who started it, and does not want to hear what I have to say. And this time, I wasn't on my knees pleading or anything. I was just trying to respectfully argue. Well, maybe not respectfully, but, well, maybe indirectly. Like, I still felt the whole thing was BS, but let's just say I wasn't overreacting. I was just like, when she wasn't agreeing with me, I would just give like a "that's not fair" reaction. And, so I end up being able to go back to classes later. I get picked up by my mom. And at first, I think I'm just able to let the whole incident slide. But of course, as soon as we get back, the phone rings, it's from the school. And I kind of freaked out at that point. My mom was not inside the house at the time, but my sister picked it up, and she found it was the assistant principal. And she's like, "Of course I have to tell Ma about this." So she gives it to my mom. My mom starts screaming at me afterward. Because, like, the assistant principal told her, "Oh, I got a report that Nick said F you to a kid and, like, spit in his face."
Oh, God.
And, of course, my mom gets all angry at me. And then I described the whole situation, and while my mom wasn't fully willing to buy my story yet, she actually did question why the assistant... She actually did. Well, the thing is, she knew about how I had bullying problems in middle school, and she actually did get suspicious when she heard my story. Like, she was basically like, "Okay, maybe you did something wrong, but why is she saying it's all you?" So she called up the assistant principal and demanded that the two of us meet up to describe it.
Yeah.
So Monday, I told him to go to the assistant principal's office at the start. He comes in wearing this 1930s cap, like he kind of looks gangster-like. Like 1930s gangster-like, for lack of a better term.
Your principal. I'm a G. I'm the principal. I can do what I want.
I'm a classy principal, gangster motherfucker.
Not her, the kid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's even worse, because he's edgy. It's an edgy muffle.
So anyways, he had a very, very convincing cover story. He simply said that he was joking with one of his friends, and that I must have overheard him and took it as an insult directed at me. And she's like, "See? He meant no harm. We're all good friends, right? Go to classes now." That's it. All he said was that, and she bought it. I'll tell you that much. He was not talking with a friend. He came up to me, and he directed his insult at me. At least I got let off the hook that time.
No permanent mark on your record.
Not that I'm aware of, because I got into school, did I not?
I guarantee I would have handled situations differently for the worse.
You would have handled it differently than I did?
Oh yeah, I would have. What happens to me is I tend to build up frustration and anger inside me, and then one thing tips me over the edge, and I get super violent all of a sudden. Like, he would have pushed me over the edge of getting sent to the principal's office repeatedly, and then he would have said something that would have tipped me over the edge, and I would have ended up beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, same thing happened when I was bullied in high school. I finally got fed up with it when they complained, and they're like, they told me like don't do that again. I was gonna stop everybody.
Yes, because that's very effective.
In the words of Psycho Dad, "Oh, what's that gonna do? Get more shirt sales."
I basically had to transfer schools. It was so bad.
That happened to one of my friends too. He went into that same middle school like the year after I left. He had severe problems with bullying, and not to mention he wasn't even able to do well in school because he has dyslexia. Like, do you know what dyslexia is?
Yeah, you read backwards or upside down, and you can't read.
Yeah,
it.
like you basically can't read words properly. And the same bitch was completely uncooperative with his parents. So eventually, his parents pulled him out of that school and put him into a better school that was actually able to help him with his dyslexia. And now it like doesn't even affect him. So that it was for the better.
Wow.
Yeah. I say transfer. I guess I did transfer. Next year is my junior year, so I went to the like JVS, CTC type school in my 11th grade year, because I couldn't stand at the high school anymore. It was just too bad. It's too bad too. I missed the trip to Scotland that required taking some time.
Well, got then Pat Shrek.
Right. I couldn't go because I was learning a career, which I don't have to follow right now. That's that will not turn out.
How would have you done things differently, Adam?
How would I have done things differently?
Yeah, what's your story? You had a story to tell me before Stick had his story.
Well, I don't remember what that story was going to be, but if you were going to okay, if I was elementary school me, which by the way, in case anyone doesn't know, I have a high level autism. I'm not I'm not fucking like stupid, but back then I fucking was stupid. And basically, if I was bullied, I would pretty much eventually punch the shit out of them. Like, I chase them down and punch them. And I continue punching. And I basically make fights, is what I'm saying. And there's actually a huge situation that happened back in elementary where I used to have this one friend. I actually still remember his name, surprisingly. But I had this, or used to have this friend, and he would have these other friends that would bully me. So, of course, I beat the shit out of them. And I guess eventually that guy, you know, that used to be my friend, had enough of it, so he decided to start bullying me. And this would happen for years, and it was fucking hell. And I would usually be the one who got in trouble the most out of the bullies. And I remember one time where me, the used to be friend, and the principal met up all together, and we talked about it to try and see if we could be friends again. And I remember one part of the conversation specifically where the old friend was talking about his friends, and he said how I was the one bullying them, and I proceeded to follow up with a question, and this was the question word for word. What friends? Because I did not know that the guys that were originally bullying me, that I would bully back, were even friends with him to begin with. I did not know whatsoever. So that's why I asked what friends, because I did not even knew he had other friends that were happening to be those same bullies. And you might be thinking, oh, well at that point, did anything resolve from that? Nope. Nothing resolved whatsoever. Everything still continued the same, and the only resolution that I would get is up to middle school, where that guy that used to be friend would pretty much stop bullying me, and at one point he stopped going to the middle school I was going to, and I don't know why. And at that point I never saw him again. Ever. There was also another point in time where there was a used to be bully that was in elementary school, and then after elementary school, at some point during middle, I saw him at the same elementary school because I was playing in the fields or whatever, and me and that guy talked, and we actually became friends for a while. I'm not saying that it ended off in hatred, but yeah, we were friends for a while, and I remember one time where these other people that I don't think we both knew were fucking with each other, or no, was fucking with us, and I guess basically bullying. And this middle school was the time period of my life where I was transitioning from being an autistic fuck to an actually pretty reasonable.
Yes, I'm ready.
What?
What?
I'm ready.
Oh my god!
Body is ready.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I seriously did not even expect that. Like, as soon as I fucking saw my Echo activate, I just fucking stared at it, waiting for it to, like, fucking do something. And of all the things I could have heard, she says, "Yes, I'm ready." I never even heard my fucking Echo say that before.
Alexa's body is ready.
Alexa, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, so that's how I activate it. Wow, that was fucking interesting. Okay, anyways, so there was these two guys that was fucking with us, and I got pissed off, but since this was during elementary school, middle school. Middle school was the point in my life where I was transitioning from being an autistic fuck to an actually pretty reasonable and likable guy. And, of course, some things still stuck with me that would eventually go away, like me getting pissed off really easily. But one of the things that did go away was me fighting physically. So, in this situation where these two guys were fucking with us, I did not start a fight. As if it was during elementary school, I would have. And what was really interesting was that the used to be bully told me to fight, and despite that, I did not. I refused to fight. And that would be a huge step in me getting better at what I have now. And you're probably thinking, what happened to that friend? Well, at one point we kind of just stopped hanging out at one point. It wasn't because something conflicted between us. We just kind of stopped, I guess, and I never saw him again after that. So, yeah. And in case anyone wants to know my progress on how I'm doing with my high autism now, well, let me just say this. If you were to meet me in person and we were to become friends and I did not tell you about my autism, then you most likely would not have even known that I had it just by, hanging out with me. That's how good I've gone with it, is the point where you don't even know unless I tell you. Isn't that right, Brennan and Schnick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know it.
Huh?
I didn't know. So
Yes.
now-
Oh, so there you go. Well, apparently now Vandalia knows.
And
Yeah, I changed
so,
in middle school.
and so does 500 subscribers on YouTube. And
Yeah.
haven't did me.
And I only have 152 now on YouTube. So, slow progress, but there's that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, really. So, I think it's a good time to end this off.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's do the roundabout self shoutouts. MarioTube, you wanna start?
So, I don't know what I'm going to do with my own video projects, but if you do check out my channel and you look at it for a while, then I may eventually, I don't know when, but I will eventually upload video about the things that were supposed to be uploaded a while ago but haven't been, and then a separate video with some good rage, and I'll leave it up to What's Up to explain or leave it secret.
It'll be a secret.
Alright, well, there you go.
Alright, what's up?
You can check me out in several places. You can check me out on my YouTube channel, which is xxbrasta455. You can check me out on my VidMe page. It's the same thing. I also actually have a Facebook page that I will have to notify people about when I'm posting videos and whatnot. And you can also find me on Twitter if you use a Twitter too. So yeah, there's all of those things you can find me on. Sweetness.
Snick?
Yeah, well, you know me. I make a bunch of Let's Play videos. I recently wrapped up my playthrough on the worst RPG ever made by me when I was in middle school using RPG Maker 3 on PS2. Please go watch that, because if you've ever doubted yourself as a game programmer, well, you ain't seen nothing that bad until you've seen the worst RPG ever.
Yeah, you gotta join Snick's channel. He's growing fast. He probably hit 400 subscribers by the end of the year, if not before that. He's getting like 100 subscribers in the last 4 months. It seems like.
Yeah.
And you know me, because it's my channel. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. But I make podcasts, working on Let's Play stills, and walking vlogs. So tune in next Tuesday for another episode, and tune in this Saturday for a possible special episode of the podcast. I got a guest coming, hopefully. So stay tuned, and as always, enjoy the randomness. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.